Hello, hello, good afternoon everyone, and welcome to this week's Link for Growth TV show on the Friday the 22nd of April for South West Herts. As usual, you can get in touch with us via Twitter at L4GSWHearts, that's L4GSWHearts. And this week we have a really packed full programme. I know I say it every week, but I'm encouraging everyone to be as brief as possible because we've got hundreds of items to talk about. Tania, you've got quite a lot to talk about, including the big word fest.
Oh, Diane, this has been just an amazing thing. I am so pleased to be living in this area when Watford has got this inspirational idea of the word fest. So yes, looking forward to talking about the close of that and the next phase of roadworks linked to our fantastic Metropolitan line extension, due to start in Croxley Green, so news for motorists and residents alike, and fantastic news for young people in the area who want to get into the theatre. Really good stuff coming up.
Okay, so we'll see Tania in her grease paint in a few moments' time, but Neil, it's a big weekend for sport, isn't it?
Massive weekend for Watford, semi-final of the FA Cup. We'll be previewing the game and talking about the two games from last week.
Yeah. And also Kings Langley news.
Yes, very, very big weekend for Kings Langley.
And Anthony Joshua as well.
Indeed.
Well, Chris is going to be talking about the rugby, following on from last week's interview, hopefully, and also talking about beer. So we hope he's still standing upright by the time we manage to get hold of him, which will be around about 4:30, we think. Catherine, you've got some news for us.
Yes, absolutely. I've got a gig review this week. Not a restaurant review, but a gig review from something we saw at the Colosseum earlier this week. I shall also be talking big bike ride and charity walk and one or two other bits of charity news and community events as well.
Okay, that's great. First of all, as usual, I'm just going to briefly recap on some of the Link for Growth events that have happened locally this past week or so. On Sunday there was a Link for Growth breakfast at the Junction Cafe. I believe quite a few people turned up for that, and there were several good discussions I saw posted on Facebook and Twitter and things like that, which is always encouraging to see. Then on Monday at Ocean Bells there was another Link for Coffee, which was hosted by Jean Flower, who looks after Link for Business. And then on Tuesday, Chris had another opportunity to try the lemon drizzle cake at the kitchen, Croxley Green, as they hosted yet another coffee. And last night, there was a Link for Drinks at Wetherspoons, which was somewhat slow to start for some reason, probably because there were several other things going on. But by about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, people were turning up, and we had probably one of our best turnouts for a long time. About 20-odd people, 25 people turned up over the course of the evening. It was really good.
Yeah, it was good fun, wasn't it? It was nice to see a few new faces floating in and out as well, wasn't it?
It was really good. Tania, now the big word fest. Sorry?
I said yes, my dear.
Ah, thank you. Okay, I didn't hear. Tania, the big word fest draws to a close tomorrow, which happens to be St George's Day.
It does happen to be St George's Day, yes, and it does draw to a close tomorrow. As I said earlier, this has been one of the best 6 weeks, personally speaking, that I've taken part of and take advantage of in the Watford area since I moved here, I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago now. Actually, the events that have been brilliant events with lots of lovely, lovely people, giving us lots of insight into writing, into theatre, into all sorts of things. And the final day tomorrow is all about Shakespeare. We've got the Bard's 400th birthday and anniversary of his death this last week, and here is our opportunity to look at some of those words that he wrote in recitations. Part of the Big Word Fest, there'll be a series of walks beginning from the theatre, Watford Palace Theatre, at various times during the day tomorrow from 1 p.m. till 4:30 p.m. There are various different times during the day to go on these walks. It's a cost of £3, just £3, with £1.50 fee for card payments at watfordpalacetheatre.co.uk, and you can celebrate St George's Day And nearby, not only have we got the Shakespeare recitations all the way around, we've also got Booster Cushion Theatre at Watford Central Library. Now, these are a fantastic organisation that have life-size exhibits and things that enable children and young people to actually become part of the stories. And what they're doing tomorrow between 11 AM and 11:45 AM is Alice in Wonderland and the Three Billy Goats Gruff. At, as I say, Watford Central Library from 11 till 11:45. Another part of the Big Word Fest, and a family ticket is just £5 available from the library. Really, really brilliant. The event has had things from all sorts, or for all sorts of people, from the Roald Dahl Parade right at the beginning of the 6 weeks to now. You've got Shakespeare and Booster Cushion. Lots and lots of talks by authors. It's introduced me to the Watford writers that meet every Monday evening. So yeah, really, really good thing that Watford Watford Council has been putting on. So thank you.
Okay, great. And Watford firefighters have become the first in the country to give children lessons in CPR.
They have, Diane. How brilliant is that? How brilliant is that? The idea is that in Denmark, where school children are trained in basic life support, cardiac arrest survival rates are an impressive 40%. So if you have a cardiac arrest in Denmark, where children happen to be trained in basic life support, you're 40% likely to survive that cardiac arrest. Whereas in the UK, it's only 7 to 10% likely to survive that cardiac arrest. So it's about time, really, that we started giving children the life skills to be able to help, to be able to go back to our parents and say, actually, this is how we do it, and this is what we need to do. We know that when we teach children, actually that information goes back into the homes and spreads far, far wider than just the children that are taught. So the St Catherine of Siena Primary School in Garston is the first school in the county to receive this CPR training. So it's about cardiac pulmonary resuscitation and choking, putting their learning into practice on dummies. And it looks as if it was a really fun thing for them to do, and a really good thing for them to be taking home in their kit bag. Many people don't realise firefighters have the qualifications and the skills to be able to do this sort of thing. So getting them into schools to teach them first aid is a brilliant thing to do. So you've got Year 6 tutors, actually Year 6 tutors and Year 6 children all learning these really important skills and then putting them into practice. Really good news, Diane.
Okay, that's great. And perhaps good news in the longer term, but in the short term it's going to be bad news for people who drive down there, well, between here and Rickmansworth. That's
right, between Watford and Rickmansworth, around about Croxley Green. I've been surprised, actually, because this roadwork stuff, this extension to the Met Line, has been going on for quite a while now. We've talked about it a few times, and I've been surprised every time I've gone over in that direction how well the traffic has flowed. So maybe they've got it about right, or maybe lots of people are avoiding that area. Anyway, the next phase of the work is just about to begin. They're still diverting utility services for that Met Line viaduct over Watford Road, and now it's going to be up until about the 29th of May. So there's going to be weekday work and there's going to be overnight work. On weekdays, between 9:30 and 4 PM, there's a lane closed on Watford Road at the roundabout. Motoring approaches will be merged into a single lane. There'll be stop-go boards on Baldwin's lane, controlling the traffic as one lane is closed between, again, 9:30 and 4 PM. Pedestrians crossing Watford Road, you're going to have to move a little bit. And residents in the area have also been sent a letter which says that overnight there's going to be additional works for cabling, putting the boxes for power cables and troughs which hold the cables and power monitoring in. It's going to take place at night between 1 AM and 5 AM from Tuesday the 3rd of May to the 7th of May, again from the 16th of May to the 22nd, and again on the 21st of May. So lots of works going on over in that area. Let's hope that it's all as positive and as well organised as it has been every time at least I've gone over there, Diane.
Okay, no, I've not been delayed as much as I thought I would be either, but that's good news. And also good news is that the refurbishment of the town car parks is completed.
Yeah, now this I think has had a major effect on parking throughout Watford. I know lots of people coming to see me have had significant difficulties finding parking depending on the day since these car parks were being revamped. But the revamp is now completed and we have a state-of-the-art technology including number plate recognition systems, contactless payment all over these 3 car parks. Sutton, Gade and Church car parks have all been overhauled with a new lease, Town Centre car parks, TCCP, and they're now being run by City Park, which is part of TCCP. They're now open 24/7. The automatic number plate recognition technology records when vehicles arrive and leave the car park and calculates the charge based on the length of stay. I don't know how that's working, but I'm guessing someone out there will have tried it out already. Sounds like a really good idea.
Well, I know recently, there's horrible feedback.
Yeah, I'm having difficulty hearing you, Diane.
Okay. Basically, I've noticed you just put the ticket back in, and you don't have to put the ticket in the machine barrier when you leave the car park. It just lets you drive through now. So that obviously works pretty well.
Yeah, really good. Really good. Excellent.
Mute Chris for a moment. Right, okay. Sorry about that. Oh, we've got a few technical gremlins. Tania, can you carry on talking about the painting the way for the future?
I can, Diane, absolutely, yes. So the primary schools are big this week, and I'm really, really pleased. Our young people are the way of tomorrow. So these are young masters in the making. They're young artists on 26th of April, so that's Tuesday this week, between 4 PM and 6 PM, joining in lots and lots of fun at the official launch celebration of the young artists in the making, taking over the Painting the Way for the Future at Artist Meet. So Artist Meet will be joined by children, families and staff from Abbots Langley, Harvey Road, Sarrett, St Joseph's Catholic and St Peter's VA primary schools. They'll be announcing the Best in Show artwork and presenting prizes and certificates. Everyone's welcome, entry is free, light refreshments provided, and they're hoping to see lots and lots of people there. That's on Tuesday this week, Tuesday the 26th, 2 till 4 at Artist Meet.
Okay, that's great. And if you want to spring into action for compost, you can.
Yeah, I love this. I did have another look at the Hartsmere website today, Diane, just to check that I didn't live in the Hartsmere area, because giving away free compost, who wouldn't want some of that? But I think you've got to be a resident. Anyway, if you want to get your hands on free compost and you live in Bushy and in the Hartsmere area anyway, up to Mills, what's the other place? In that area, you know, if you pay your council tax to Hartsmere Council. So if you're in that area and you want to get your hands on some free compost, go along to the compost giveaway on Saturday the 7th of May at Newbury's car park in Radlett. Residents can pop along from 8 AM and till midday or until it's gone. with empty compost bags or rubble sacks to get them filled. Up to 4. So it's up to 4 bags that you can get. But not only that, which is brilliant in itself, but also if you've got unwanted vegetable and flower seeds or unwanted garden tools, you can take them along too and swap them for something that you do want. If you don't have anything to swap, come along anyway to find out about home composting and to pick up some recycling freebies. Brilliant, brilliant opportunity to get some freebies and some advice from the experts.
You make it sound so good. I never enough of that. I'll go along and get some.
I didn't hear you there, Diane. Sorry.
Get it? Okay. Okay. Funding boost for community groups.
Yes. So again, in the Hertsmere area, if you're a community group that needs help to buy equipment or upgrade facilities, you could be eligible from a one-off grant from the council. So there's a community grant scheme providing small-scale financial support to voluntary or charitable organisations that benefit local people. They've already given £59,000 as community grants to 37 voluntary, charitable and non-profit organisations in the borough in this last financial year, 2015-2016. £57,000 to 37 different groups. So there's plenty of dosh out there. The maximum amount that can be applied for is £3,000, but it's got to be used for equipment, producing marketing information, training, upgrading facilities, or venue hire. So there's plenty of opportunity there. All you need to do is to apply to the council, Hertsmere Council, by Wednesday the 25th of May to get your hands on some of that cash.
I can actually vouch for this being a great scheme. Joanne and I of the Michael Green Foundation just applied for, we filled in our form yesterday. It is open to people who aren't actually in Hertsmere themselves, but who benefit the Hertsmere area. Yeah, it's sort of quite far and wide, and the list of things that they will actually provide funding for is quite an extensive list. There's some guidelines, so we're actually applying to get a grant to help us with funding for a venue for an event we're putting on next year. So it's a great idea, free money. You just need to apply for it. It's a great idea.
How fantastic, Catherine! Thank you so much for that. That personal insight into how easy it is and how varied it is. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, that's great. Now this one I think gets everyone excited. The Palace Theatre, amongst other places, are holding or organising a whole workshop auditions for young children.
I don't know whether it gets everyone excited, Diane, but it definitely gets me excited. I mean, if only I was aged between 13 to 19. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit outside of that age range, but what a wonderful opportunity to get involved with Hertfordshire County Youth Theatre, auditioning for a brand new show, James and the Giant Peach. Not only is it theatre, but it's Roald Dahl. What a brilliant, brilliant show. What fun that's going to be. They're looking for the next company to perform at Watford Palace Theatre. And this is for auditions. Auditions are open to anyone aged 13 to 19 who lives in Hertfordshire or attends a school or college in the county. Hertfordshire County Youth Theatre gives you the opportunity to work with the industry professionals, either as a performer or in a production role. So it might be that you want to be in props or behind the scenes in staging or even in the back of house setting up the tickets and all of that sort of thing. Alternatively, you might want to be on the stage yourself, singing, dancing, supporting, whatever. Rehearsals will take place during the summer holidays and on Mondays and Wednesday evenings in September and October. So you'll need to be available, age 13 to 19, during those times if your rehearsal is booked on those days. And the production week performances are during October half term. So to book a place at the auditions are free, but to book a place, you need to contact Watford Palace Theatre, participation@Watford Palace Theatre, giving your name, age, school or college, and which audition you'd like to attend. And there are various auditions in Hemel Hempstead, Bushey, Watford, Cheshunt, Baldock, again in Watford, and Tring, between Monday the 25th of April and Monday the 9th of May. So lots of different auditions, lots of different places that you could go along to get in to become part of this year's production of James and the Giant Peach at Watford Palace Theatre. Sounds like a great idea.
Well, from the 28-year-old Tania.
Thanks, Diane.
Thank you. Thank you. Chris, you managed to come on and cause some interference, as you did, which, happens. Where are you?
Hello, can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm down in South Road, which is in, is it Charleston? No, North Watford. And I'm down here in a place called Drum, which is it provides day services for adults with physical and sensory challenges. So that's where I am, and I'm with.
I'm Sarah Sullivan.
Hang on a minute. So I am with Sarah. Say hello, Sarah.
Hi.
So Sarah, you all right, Dan? Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. So Sarah, tell us a little bit about Drum, because you've been here, 9 years now?
I've been at Drum 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been in this building about 9 years.
Okay. So I was, before we came on air, I was just asking you some big questions about Drum. It's not a day centre. It provides people who weren't born with.
Yeah, it was started 21 years ago by a group of physically disabled adults who had acquired their disability through conditions such as stroke, MS, Parkinson's, spinal, head injury, that sort of thing. And there was nothing locally, so they wanted to meet up in the evenings. They'd done poetry, creative writing and art. And then about 3 or 4 years later, they got some grants from Hertfordshire County Council, and it's still user-led. All our management committee are disabled members and carers, and obviously it's grown, and we moved here about 9 years ago. So it's an activities group as opposed to a day care centre. So it's for people to come here, they learn something new. Obviously, if you've acquired a sudden disability, it can have a devastating effect on your life. So the idea about Drum is to, first of all, get people out of the house, help them with their rehabilitation. So it's learning new skills, meeting new people, raising their confidence. A lot of people have become very isolated, and basically their lives have been turned upside down with a disability. So it's about sort of helping them adjust to that disability, giving the carers a break. That's a really important factor about Drum. We've got about 65 members that come in, about 25 a day. We're open 4 days a week, and of course that provides a respite for about 120 carers a week.
So what sort of things do they do down here then? Because you just had the whole place refurbished.
Yeah, we've done all that ourselves. It's a county council building, and they put the new roof on eventually. And we've spent the last 2 or 3 years refurbishing the whole of the inside, but we've had a lot of help. So we had the Prince's Trust down, 3 different teams from the Prince's Trust. So the kids have scraped back all the paint off the old walls and brought up all the wood. We have the NCS kids down from Watford Community Football Trust. They came in, done some work on the patio area, and we've had friends, families, the local community, Clements in Watford, provided all the flooring, decor tiles up the road, gave us all the tiles. Travers Perkins gave us a load of the building materials at cost price. And I met them through something called the Dragon's Apprentice Challenge, which I do with Watford Three Rivers Trust and the local schools where they raise money, and they were our dragons, and they've kept supporting us. So yeah, it's been hard work, and most of it's been done by voluntary hours. Most of the staff, my brother done the floor, my brother done this, our husbands, cousins, anyone that came in here ended up painting a wall.
Brilliant. So what do people get up to when they come here? What sort of, are you open 4 days a week?
We're open 4 days a week from 9 till 3. So the mornings is a creative activity. So it could be painting, sculpture, ceramics, textiles. It's art-based every morning. Then we have a lunch. We provide a hot lunch for everybody. And then in the afternoons, it's a physical activity. So it's either things like yoga, tai chi. We also have drama workshops. We've got a 6-week workshop at the moment for inclusive dance. We do day trips. We do social events. We've done African drumming. Anything really. It's user-led. So if the members say to us, I'd really like to do this, or I'd really like to do that, then we try and accommodate it as much as we can, and as much as we, dependent on funding as well.
And we've got Francis sitting here next to us, you probably recognise him. Francis, you do some stuff down here as well. What do you do?
I do indeed. I mean, again, it's a great privilege to be able to contribute to the work that Drum's doing, yeah? And what I do for them, or what I do as part of my commitment to them, is I come and I do Tai Chi with the members. And as you know, Tai Chi is a very soft, well, not very soft, it's classified as a soft martial art, but it's very beneficial. And very beneficial for internal movements, the internal organs, the muscles, and basically, what do you call it, concentration. So we do a modified version of what's called a Yang style Tai Chi, whereby we're sitting down doing the Tai Chi, and it's quite interesting because it has afforded me to understand Tai Chi even more by teaching the drum members. So it's a privilege. And when you see the members interact and engage with not just me, but with the art itself, and you can see that, they understand the dynamics in there. And whether they've had a stroke or just they have a limited movement in their limbs, you can see that they're gaining the confidence, the strength. Interestingly enough, I mean, I know Sarah was saying that now and again they have the Prince's Trust or the NCS people, young people come and work here and volunteer here, and now and again they come and partake in the Tai Chi. And it's interesting enough, one time, I mean, a good story, one time some of the young people came to do Tai Chi, and we're doing just our basic movements with the members, and the members were like, yeah, come on, let's go, and the young people were tired. They were tired, and the members were going, what's wrong with you then? And they were tired. I said they were surprised that they had more strength and energy than these young people. I said, that's Tai Chi, because you work from the inside. We've been doing it for a year, so your muscles are getting stronger, the tendons are getting stronger. You don't see it, but when you compare yourself to somebody else that hasn't done it, then you can see the difference. So yeah, I do Tai Chi here, and I also come here and I coach kickboxing. Yeah.
So Sarah, how can people help Drum? What can they do to sort of contribute? If somebody sort of watching this and say, "That's really good work they're doing there." What can they do?
Well, we're always looking for volunteers. We have some tutors like Francis and our art tutors, yoga tutors that come in and work with us on a regular basis, but we always need help with that. If you've got 25 people here, it's a lot of people to get around, so we always need volunteers, especially people that are interested in the activities that we're doing. Fundraising, always need funds. We get part funded by Hertfordshire County Council, which helps pay us towards the 5 part-time salary, which includes myself, but we have to raise £50,000 a year ourselves to keep the service going. That doesn't include other bits and pieces like the centre. So we don't have full-time staff. We don't have a cleaner. We don't have a caterer. We don't have a cook. We do all that ourselves. And most of it is done in our own time. All the tutors that come here do voluntary work on top of any paid work. So it's a real community-based organisation. It's like a very big family. And, there's always lots of things that people can do. As I say, it's not always about money. If people can give up their time, if they've got an interest in photography, if they do drama, if they could come along and run some drama sessions for us, anything. We're open to ideas.
There you go, photography there, Diane, did you hear that?
I did.
Is there any questions there from back in the ranch that you want to put to Sarah?
No, just when's the next fundraising event, I suppose?
When's the next fundraising event that you've got going on?
Well, we're going to have a big open day here on I think it's Saturday the 2nd of July, which is public open day, and that will be an art exhibition of all the members' work that they've been doing for the past year, which has been inspired by their own hobbies. So it might be something that they used to do, or something that they've learned to do at learning to do at drum. So it could be music, could be anything. It's whatever interests them. So that's the Drumworks 2016 exhibition. So that will be here on the 2nd of July. I think we're going to open about 12ish, finish about 4, but there'll be a barbecue, there'll be fundraising stalls. So that's the next big one. Monday, it's not a fundraiser, but it's quite a big event. We're down at Palmerton School. We've just completed the Dragon's Apprentice Challenge, and I was working with Team Cornucopia, who are from Palmertons. So they've been raising money for us since October, and so we go to the awards night on Monday to see how they've done. So
fabulous. Anything else, Diane?
Only where their website URL, so if people want to find out more, they can.
Okay, so the website URL, it's not on that behind me, so
if anyone's looking, it's www.drumwatford@btck.co.uk. But basically, if you Google Drum Watford, we'll come up. There's a Chinese restaurant. We're not that.
Okay, there you go, Diane. So not the Chinese restaurant.
Not the drum in Watford. It's the drum. Yeah.
So
we don't do takeaways. We do everything else.
Okay, so well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Francis, for being here, and I'll pass it back to you, studio, Diane, and I'll rush off to Fullerians.
Thank you very much, Chris. Thanks very much for that. It's really interesting, and good, safe trip across town to Fullerians.
Okay, see you later.
See you. Bye. Neal. Hi.
Hello.
Right, Watford, busy week, 2 games. Let's start with the West Brom game. I think all the headlines, quite rightly, were for Gomez, who saved 2 penalties.
Yes, so it's a 1-0 win for Watford, but all down to the main man, the goalkeeper, the player of season elect. 2 penalty saves in 1 game, and it's the 2nd time he's done that, and he's the only player to have ever done that in the top flight in the UK, just cementing what we already know about him being a top keeper, really. Watford had a good game, actually. They played very well, very strong again. Penalty decisions, there's debate whether they were dubious or not. It could have gone either way, to be honest, but the most important thing is they were saved.
Yep. And of course the other thing is they've now got 41 points, which should see them safe for another season in Premier League. The first time they've retained top league status since the 1980s, I believe.
Yes, so the last 2 times we were in the Premiership, we unfortunately went relegated straight away. So there's some quite good stats from last week because it was a clean sheet. It's the 11th clean sheet of the season, and that's the most we've ever done. We managed 10 clean sheets in a season twice under Graham Taylor in the 80s. So that's a big achievement. It shows how Flores has managed to shore up the defence, and we're playing quite a defensive game.
Yeah, and as you said, he's only the second goalkeeper the first goalkeeper ever to save 2 penalties in one game. And I have seen some stats that said he's made the most saves as well for a goalkeeper in this season. Is he the main reason why Watford have stayed up, in your opinion, Gomez?
Well, I would say so, yeah. I mean, he's given the rest of the team confidence, and he was playing just as well when the forwards were putting the ball in the net. But he's the one that's made the difference with those extra points that maybe if we had a lesser goalkeeper, we wouldn't have got. I mean, certainly there's 2 points we would have lost on Saturday.
Okay, that's great. Wednesday they also played.
Yeah, not quite so good, unfortunately. Major changes, understandably, because of the resting players for the FA Cup semi-final. But we were outplayed by West Ham. They were playing really good football, sharp football, and we could have been 4-0 down at half time. It ended up being 3-1. We pulled one back, but excellent go by Prodel actually from a corner. And unfortunately, Troy Deeney missed the penalty, so that's unlike him. But let's just put that one behind us and forget it happened and not talk about it anymore.
Did any of the players press their claim for a position in the FA Cup semi-final lineup?
Not many, to tell the truth. And the disappointing one will be Guardiola, who had a very poor game, and he's fans' favourite and wants desperately to play in the semi-final. The one player who probably did make sure he'll be in the matchday squad was Stephen Berghuis. He played very well when he came on in the second half as a winger. So he don't know if he'll make the first starting 11, but he'll be in the bench, I would have thought.
Okay, and that Watford had a sending off.
Yes, Sanchez Flores says he thought Amrabat was unlucky, but most Watford players would think he's stupid. Getting sent off in injury time, game before an FA Cup semi-final where you could play at Wembley, is just nonsensical. He didn't need to go in. It's his own fault.
Okay, so enough said, you think?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Now, Keisha Sanchez Flores, will he be staying there next season or not? I mean, reports saying that the players love him, love playing for him and everything, but 3 national newspapers and Sky TV are all saying that he's going to be out at the end of the season due to the poor run of form in the league since Christmas. He's saying this is one of his best seasons ever. What is happening? Do you have any further insight from speaking to people?
Well, I don't have any insider knowledge, but certainly he's getting asked the question a lot, and he himself said it's a bit sad that people are asking this question when we should be concentrating and enjoying a FA Cup semi-final game. But there is no doubt we've been poor since Christmas. And the rumours are that the owners won't take into account the FA Cup run. Now, my personal opinion would be, like, say, if we won the FA Cup, it would be silly to get rid of him. He's kept us up. He's done what he was asked to do at the beginning of the season. But having had such a good start, the owners had higher expectations. I would hate to see him go. He's been really good for Watford. I've no doubt he would do just as well next season, and with a few new signings. And if he does go, it'll be to a bigger club. Who said it? One of the players was in the paper this week saying he won't go to a smaller club. He'll go to a bigger club. But he's happy in London. So let's see what the owners want to do. Yeah,
I mean, is it a case of if Watford had accrued 41 points at a steady rate over the whole season, this discussion wouldn't be happening?
Definitely.
And the trouble is, he's kind of like this debate has arisen because he's been a victim of his own success, having got to over 30 points by Christmas.
Yeah, definitely the case. If we had just been staying in 15th, 16th place all season and staying there, everyone would have been completely happy. But fans are fickle things, and our owners are fickle, as last season's 4 managers in a season proved. So who's to know? And again, this talk could all go away if we get 2-3 wins before the end of the season in the league. There's 5 games left. This talk will all go away, and we'll finish mid-table, and everyone will be exceedingly happy. So I would like to see him stay.
Yeah, it was Capoe you were thinking of when he was go for a bigger club. He had an interview in WD Sports about this the other day. Yeah. Now, this Sunday, and it is Sunday, Watford is going to be playing at Wembley against our old nemesis, you might say, Crystal Palace. First of all, are you going?
Yes, I've got my tickets and I'm really looking forward to it. As Watford fans, we get a lot of big days out for one reason or another, playoff finals, semi-finals, and they're always great fun. And the fans have managed to sell, well, till a couple of days ago, 28,000 tickets. So doesn't quite look like we're going to fill our allocation, unfortunately. But there should be a cracking atmosphere. They've created a special space, the Watford tickets, for all the 1881 club and all the people who like to do the singing and charting. So the atmosphere should be amazing. We beat Palace away earlier in the season. They beat us at home. I don't think those results mean anything. It's going to be a semi-final. It's a close game. A lot of people are predicting it's going to go all the way to extra time. I wouldn't expect a classic. It will be a nervy encounter. And let's hope Watford can play the pressing style that they played against West Brom and Everton, and not the way they played against West Ham, where we were just broken through far too easy too many times.
But I mean, the game against West Ham, there were a lot of changes in the previous two games. There weren't so many, and perhaps that indicates a slight return to form. Yeah,
there's definitely been a slight return to form, and even against West Ham with the losses, they were trying to play football up front and actually playing some quite nice stuff. But with resting Troy Deeney and Igalo, there was Norman Amrabat by himself up front wasn't really managing to have some impact. So with a full strength squad, I expect them to be very competitive.
Yeah, and of course, when Watford played Palace, there invariably seemed to be penalties involved.
Yes, and some dubious penalties. So let's. Well, I don't know. We just talked about Gomez saving penalties, so we've got that, and but we don't know who's going to be playing in goal. Gomez has only played one FA Cup game this season, and Pandelin has been playing the rest. So, and Kike Flores is actually keeping that one under his hat. He's not hinting what it's going to be. We're not going to find out till tomorrow morning. So that's a really interesting one. But he is such a massive guy. I'm imagining he's good at saving penalties as well. He fills that goal hugely. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the game go to penalties. I really wouldn't. Extra time and penalties.
Okay, so Watford win after penalties is your prediction then? Absolutely.
We will be at Wembley again this season, and let's hope it's against Everton.
Okay. Well, we might just hold you to that.
Now, time is kick-off, Neil.
Kick-off is 4 p.m. So if we win, the town should be getting quite raucous about 5 or 6 p.m. If we lose, it will go dead very quickly.
Yeah, let's go for a win.
I imagine the whole of the town will be, empty on Sunday afternoon. Yeah, there are a couple of other bits of Watford news. The WD Sport are still issuing their newspaper each week, and it's out again at the moment. And Watford's trip to Liverpool has been moved back.
Yes, so WD Sport newspaper, it's on to its third issue, and they're very lucky their third issue. They've managed a 13-page spread because of Watford being in the semi-final. It's going to be a great resource for the town. Highly recommend getting it. Kevin Affleck's doing an amazing job down there, so keep that up. And Liverpool are in the Europa Cup still, so our fixtures then, which was meant to be on May the 7th, has been put back till May the 8th at 4 p.m. to give them some time to recover.
Okay. Now, Kings Langley, they also played twice during the week, and it was good news all round for them.
Yeah, so the pressure's been on Kings Langley. They had two teams chasing them the whole time. They've got 2 wins out of 2. They needed 3 out of 3, so they've got 1 game left. They beat Fleet Town 2-0 last Saturday, and midweek away to North Greenford, they won 3-1. So they're in a really good position where it's all in their own hands. If they win, they won the league. It's that simple, and they are away at Peterfield, who are mid-table. So it's not going to be a pushover, but let's see if they can hold their nerve for 1 more game.
Yeah, and if Kings Langley win, it's their 3rd successive promoted season, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll be champions. I've heard a rumour, but I haven't been able to confirm, that their ground might not be up to the standards to get promoted, which will be a massive shame. I hope that's not the case. But even so, if they were champions, that would be an amazing achievement for such a small team.
Yeah, so what would they have to do to make their ground eligible, shall we say?
It's about the size of the stand for the fans and stuff like that, and the managers' dugouts and stuff like that. But you have to have it. The rules are that you can't do it after you've been promoted. Your ground has to be ready to be promoted. Now, this is all just rumour and speculation right now. I'm going to try to get some information on that before next week.
Okay, well, we'll talk more about that next week. They're playing Petersfield, as you said, who are 13th in the league with 55 points, so nothing really for them to play for. So, Kings Langley win, you think?
Nothing to play for. Those teams are dangerous sometimes. It all depends if they've all decided to. They've got their holiday head on and they're easing off, or maybe they want to get one over on the team who are going to win the league. But they've shown some great character, and yeah, I'm going to go for a Kings Langley win.
Okay. Boxing, and Anthony Joshua has announced the date of his first title defence.
Yes, 25th of June, Anthony Joshua will be defending his title. He wasn't given too much of a workout last time, so it's not as if he's got to recover for a long time. But we don't know who it's going to be yet. So basically, they booked the date, they booked the arena. He's in his training, ready to go, and we'll hear soon who it's going to be. There are a lot of people hoping it's going to be David Hay, but again, nothing's written down on paper yet.
Okay, so it's kind of watch this space and.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now cricket. Last week we talked about the Watford Observer 14-14 Shield, and they've held the draw this week for the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, so they managed to get up to 21 teams applying, so that extra extension, 5 more teams entered, which is great news. It makes it an even better tournament. And the holders, Radlett, who won the last 2 years, if they win this time, it will be a first time anyone's ever won the trophy 3 years on the trot. They will starting off their defence in the second round. They got a bye in the first round, and then we'll be playing either Aldenham Schools or Bushy. So it'll be interesting to see if they can keep their form going. They are one of the premier teams in the region, so they'll be among the favourites for sure.
Okay, that's great. And talking of Radlett, Brendan McCullum, the New Zealand Test cricketer, will be playing there for Middlesex. Yeah,
so not often you get a chance to see such star players in cricket in this area. So get down to Radlett. He signed for Middlesex to play in their 2020 games, and so it will be a big bash type thing. The ball will be flying all over the place. I didn't get the date down. Just trying to find the date. Sorry. But yeah, it's not very often you get to see that, but the counties do go touring, so that's really good news.
Yeah, the dates aren't actually given.
June the 7th.
June the what, sorry?
Got June the 7th he makes his debut, but it doesn't actually. Doesn't say whether that's at Radlett or not actually, so it's not very clear. No. Sorry, it's not that clear.
No, okay, not to worry. But the thing is, he's coming. So if you're interested in cricket, it's a good thing to look out for, which is why we put it on here, just to kind of give a warning that a player of this calibre can be playing locally. Yeah, and
there'll hopefully be another couple of games through the season for local people to get in. Merchant Taylor's quite often hosts one, so it is good to look out these fixtures because we don't get a lot of cricket around this area of first-class standard, so it's a great opportunity to see some star players.
Yeah. Local sports news.
Yeah, just one story today. Evergreen Ladies, we've been following all season. They won yet again, so they're maintaining their hold at the top of the league. They're 3 points ahead of Hitchin, who have 2 games in hand though. But the crunch game is coming up. They're playing Hitchin, so if they win, they've won the league. And if they lose, it's down to whether Hitchin win their last game. So exciting times for Evergreen Ladies, who finished almost rock bottom last year. And they, again, promotion isn't 100% secure just because of the maths, but they look like they're going to get promoted whether they win the league or not. So that's great news for them.
Okay, so and what will they get promoted to? To which division?
It's, the second. There's 3 ladies divisions in the area of the league they play in. They're currently in the 3rd. They'll be going into the 2nd. Not quite up with the top clubs yet, but an amazing achievement for a club that started very recently and they've learnt a lot in the last 2 years, and they're playing a lot better, got fitter, and I've been to see them a couple of times, and it's great fun. It's good to see.
Okay, that's great. Chris, can you see and hear us?
Gary, yeah. You can have I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I'm now in a different place, as you can probably see. I'm at Fullerians down in what I used to call the new field when I used to go to Watford Grammar School. But it's changed quite a bit since I was here. Behind me is an area we used to use to play table tennis, actually, but they've redone the floor as well. So anyway, I'm here down with a good old friend who you'll remember from last week, Mr. Tottman. Who seems to be featuring on this show. I think he's bidding for my role, actually. So Ian, tell us about the rugby, because last time we spoke, the Fullerians were like one game away from almost like a certain promotion. They won.
They won, so we are now promoted. There was an article in the Watford Observer. Yeah, we are going up to North West Division 1 next year, which is a fantastic achievement. We've done really well. Club has come on really well over the last couple of years. We've got Richard, who's our coach. We're a very young and very good, talented squad. And so it will be tough next year, but it's going to be a great step for the club. It's going to be really great.
So what was last week's result then?
Last week's result, Gary, was
17-3.
17-3. We were away as well. That was
brilliant. So I'm going to bring, because there's two reasons to be down here today. One's about beer, isn't it? Gary's here. So,
Chris, we've lost you. Chris,
My last meeting.
So what do you do down here?
I'm the club steward here.
So, hang on a sec. Say again. Come on.
I said, Chris, we lost you for a moment.
You got me back now?
Yes.
Okay, so Gary, sorry about that. You've been here for?
I've been at the club for 12 years as a parent, a coach, and I'm now the club steward.
Fabulous. So you're now behind the bar?
No. I employ people to go behind the bar.
So you're entertaining the clients?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what have we got on this weekend? There's a big thing going on.
So tonight we're holding our start of our annual beer festival that we've done for the last 3 years. It's actually our 4th year this year. We have 24 ales and 10 ciders on sale today. Along with
Catherine, 10 ciders, I think you said there.
Oh, I'm listening. I'll be there tomorrow.
Catherine's coming down tomorrow.
Marvellous.
Nick, her husband, is coming down tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. And Sunday, sorry, I think so. So that's going to be, I think he's going to be rolling out. so 10 ciders, 16 ales. 24 ales. We have live music both Friday and Saturday night. Right. Is that local?
What we do, we put a tweet out to get local young bands in, and they come and play. Yeah.
What's the Twitter account then? What's that?
It's actually a Fuller's Bar Twitter account, so it's at Fuller's Bar.
Right, okay.
So
yeah, at Fuller's Bar. Let's get that on the notes and follow that. So what time does it start?
So tonight we close at 11. Tomorrow we're 2 until midnight, and Sunday we're 11 AM until 4 PM or run out of beer.
And the beers, give us a highlight. What's one of the?
So we get our beers through Tring Brewery. We ask them for 20. Tring Brewery actually supply 20 beers, and they go out to different breweries around the country and bring different beers in from around the country.
Is there any really local stuff?
So Tring have got 4 on. Paradigm Brewery in Sarrett have got a beer on here, right. As have Pope Shard, who are local. Yeah, they've got a beer on here as well.
Fabulous. Have you got anything from, there's one over in Prestwood. You got
No.
No?
No.
Oh, there you go, they used to have.
Absolutely.
So there you go. Any questions for?
No questions, Chris. You keep breaking up, so I think we'll end it there. But thanks very much. We've got the general gist. It starts at 6 tonight, goes until midnight tonight,
Lost you.
and midnight tomorrow, and between 11 until the beer runs out on Sunday. And there's bands on
11 tonight.
11 tonight, sorry, and there are bands playing tonight and tomorrow. Okay, well, thanks very much for that, Chris. The sound, unfortunately, wasn't as good as one would wish, but we'll no doubt hear more about it from Catherine, who will probably feature it perhaps as part of her restaurant review next week.
Fabulous. All right, okay, take care now.
Okay, take care.
Well done.
Okay, Catherine, hi.
Yes, I'll tell you all about it next week. I'm planning to be there tomorrow. They do food as well. I was just going to throw in that there's usually pies and pasties, cheese. There was a pickled egg stall last year as well, with all sorts of different flavours and colours of pickled eggs. It was quite intriguing. We didn't try one. Maybe this is the year.
This is the year to be brave, is it?
Maybe.
Right, okay, well, yeah, at least we can hear you properly, unlike that last interview. Unfortunately, we do push technology here to the extremes of mobile phone use, and occasionally it doesn't quite work out for us, as you just saw and heard.
Yeah,
now,
we got the flavour, didn't we? That's the main thing.
We did. Now, this is a great weekend to get on your bike.
Absolutely, yes. Support the Michael Soble Hospice and get on your bike. They've got an event on Sunday the 24th of April. If you turn up at the hospice itself in Northwood, you can ride and raise some money for them. It starts at 7:30 for registration. The ride starts at 8. It's a challenging 33-mile route, which really is quite a challenge, particularly as the weather might not be that great this weekend. Yeah, it looks like a fantastic idea. It's £15 per person for teams of 6 or more, and there's individual entry for adults at £20, £10 for children age 11 to 16. But the route is signposted, marshalled where possible. There's water stops and comfort breaks. I'm sure people will need those too. They are asking riders to raise a minimum of £100 sponsorship, and this all goes to help the work of the hospice. Brilliant. That's Sunday, 24th of April.
Yeah. Now, if you haven't registered, you can, but you've got to turn up at, quite early in the morning to register on the day, haven't you?
Indeed. Yeah. 7:30 for registration. Yeah.
And the actual race starts
at 8 o'clock.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
They're also doing something that I've never heard of before, not for a charity fundraiser anyway, and that's something called a Fireball Rally.
Yes, absolutely. So I've just lost my page. Where's my page gone? Here it is. The Fireball Rally. This is around various countries. A chance to travel through various different countries with a group of friends, adding fun to your adventure, they said, by dressing up your car and yourselves. There are lots of ideas on the website. Again, this is for the Michael Soble Hospice. Cost is £50 deposit with £235 total cost for each person. And this includes accommodation and getting there and back. So you pay your entrance fee, and they ask each participant to raise sponsorship for the hospice. You can set up an online sponsorship via Just Giving, so you can get lots of people involved in sponsoring you online. All you need is a sleeping bag and a tent. This is a team event, so you've got to get a group of friends together and enjoy. It's almost a week away. I think it's 6 days away, from the 27th of May to the 2nd of June. All the details are on the Michael Soble Hospice website. Yeah, it sounds like something really quite fantastic, and obviously you're raising money for a great cause as well.
Okay, thank you for that. Michael Green Foundation has changed its name and also attracted a new patron.
Yes, this is really interesting news. Obviously, for those that don't know, I work with the Michael Green Foundation. Joanne and I run the thing together. It's a charity raising awareness and money for type 2 diabetes, and we support the diabetes unit at Watford Hospital. Yeah, we had a name. We had a name change. We had a lot of people saying to us, so the Michael Green Foundation, what do you do? So we thought, well, let's throw the word diabetes into the charity name. So we are now the Michael Green Diabetes Foundation. So bit by bit, you'll start seeing that logo appearing on all various bits and pieces. I've just about covered all the social media now. We've done the website. Obviously, there's other printed materials that will come over time. But yes, if anybody's confused by the Michael Green Diabetes Foundation, that's us. We're the same people doing the same thing, slightly different name.
Okay, and talking of the same thing, you're repeating last year's London 10K run.
Yes, only bigger and better this year. We have even more runners for it this year, which is fantastic. This is on the, I think it's the 10th of July. Yes, 10th of July. We had a debenture for 3 years for 12 runners. Only this year we're aiming for 16 runners, and this includes a team from Watford Hospital. Thanks to Neal's wife Lisa, who works there. I think she's chief something in IT. I can't remember her title. Sorry, Lisa. But she's organised a team from the hospital, which is a fantastic idea. So the group of them will be raising money via their a sponsorship on. We use Virgin Money Giving, but I'll post the link up for that afterwards. So anybody that wants to sponsor the team from the hospital, raising money for the charity, and we're raising money for the diabetes unit at the hospital, then yeah. Start sponsoring now. Their page is up and running, so I'll post the link up afterwards.
Okay, that's great.
Do you see what I did? The page is up and running. It's a marathon. Just, yeah, anyway. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, fine. Yes, you totally lost me there. Anyway, talking of being active, Hertfordshire have a walking festival with over 20 odd local walks in May. Locally, that is.
Yeah, this is a great thing actually. Yeah, I was reading about this today. Throughout the month of May, lots of different walks all over the place, all around different locations in Hertfordshire. Again, I'll post the link up because there's a whole range of obviously lots of different towns in Hertfordshire, and it's covering lots of different areas and different sorts of terrains as well. So some's up and down hills, some's in parks, but lots of really interesting walks going on. Some are suitable for all the family. Some you can take your dog to. Some are really suitable for small children. Some are suitable for wheelchair users or electric mobility vehicles. Yeah, all over the place. They're really encouraging people to get out and have a walk, and it's for people of all abilities. So you know, you can be up at the crack of dawn and start walking 10 miles across and you know, up and down the hills and the valleys, or you can do a much more gentle 2 or 3 mile walk, which is easy and accessible for everyone. The idea is just to start enjoying the lovely weather that we're starting to have. I know it's spitting with rain at the moment, but lovely spring weather, and enjoy all the flora and fauna of Hertfordshire as well. It's a fantastic idea.
That's what I was trying to say earlier, was 21 of those walks are in South West Hertfordshire, but there are about 70 or 80 walks across the county.
Yeah, absolutely. Just pick something that you fancy, or even in a different area to where you would normally get out and about, perhaps at the weekend. It'd be nice to explore something new.
Yeah. And the Police Hospice are appealing for people for their Starlight Walk.
Yes. Now this is an interesting one. We were at the Peace Hospice last night for a networking event, and we came back with a whole load of leaflets, and one of them was the Starlight Walk. And what's interesting about this one is it's the last one. This is the 10th Starlight Walk, and it's also the final one. So after 10 years and over £1.4 million that have been raised, they're actually holding their last Starlight Walk this year, which would be a shame. I know a lot of people have enjoyed this over the years, but they've done an awful lot of good work and raised an awful lot of money for the hospice. So let's do the same again this year, calling on all women in Watford, South Herts, to come out on Saturday the 9th of July to come and walk the streets and show the support for the Peace Hospice. There's always lots of entertainment that goes on throughout the event along the route. You know, it's a real fun time, and obviously raising money for the hospice, which is supporting people and their families with life-limiting illnesses. Yeah, they want to make it a great one. Go out with a bang. There's 2 different routes starting at Watford Colosseum at 9 o'clock. There's 2 different routes. One's a 6-mile route, one's a 13-mile route, and both of them are really enjoyable. Great atmosphere throughout the evening. There's also the candle display in Casbury Park, which is quite a moving part of the evening as well. Sign up now for £25 adults, £16 for under 18s, and the minimum age for taking part in the walk is 11.
Okay, thank you for that. And if walking isn't energetic enough, you can run a marathon for them, and they've already got people raising money for them.
Yes, absolutely. They've got some spaces in the London Marathon. Every year, local people support the Peace Hospice by running the London Marathon. They've got. I'm just trying to see how many places they've got. I think is it 10 places? I can't see actually. Yes, I'm not sure, but anyway, get in touch with them if you're a runner and you want to support the Peace Hospice Care by running in the marathon. Then get in touch with them, raise some money for them, and they will be hugely pleased that you're doing something so good.
Yes, I mean they've got 4 runners so far who have raised just over £1,500 for them, who are running in this year's marathon.
Yeah, fantastic, good stuff.
On to the entertainment side of it now. Yellow Comedy are playing tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Yellow Comedy are back at Reason. Anybody that likes to laugh, anybody who's had a hard week and really needs a laugh, get on down to Reason tonight. Reason Coffee Shop, for those that don't know, and you jolly well should by now, is by the pond in Watford High Street. Get there for 7:30. Doors open at 7:30. Comedy starts at 8. The headliner is Yellow Comedy Young Comedian of the Year 2015, Megan Shandley. Also on the billing for tonight is Greg 404. Bit of an odd title, probably need to be there to see what that's all about. Wayne Carter, Charlie Harrison, Harun Mushood, Matt Smith, and Harun X. And all dutifully introduced and kept keeping the audience entertained by regular MC Andrew Carberry. Free entry, but watch out for that bucket rattling on the way out.
Yeah, well, I will be going to take photos as usual, and 404 means it's the requested page isn't found. Maybe. Oh,
I thought that was a surname. I thought there was some comedy surname going on there.
Hopefully, Greg will be found, and he will find Reason. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. You have to keep us posted on what happens there. They're also playing, I was just going to throw in, they're also playing, they've got Comedy Night at Attico Arts Centre on April the 30th as well. So there's a future date for the diary.
Yes, yeah, and they're usually very good events indeed. And they are now holding 4 events in Watford each month. So that's good news.
Fantastic, yes.
Now, Tania hinted at this earlier on, but Palace Theatre have a Shakespeare Untold season starting.
Do they? Great. Right, okay. No, that's not the thing I had up.
No, that was the thing that I was talking about, Diane. That's the thing tomorrow.
Yeah, but the Shakespeare Untold is the thing about the... it's a play that's based on the stories of Shakespeare, but it's all to do with it's the stories you know from the characters you don't know. So basically what happens is the Shakespeare play goes through a time shift, and it's this time they're doing it's not quite clear actually, they're doing Romeo Untold. The story of Shakespeare's star-crossed lovers, Romeo and Juliet, is retold through the eyes of Capulet Ball's party planner.
Ah, right, I've got you. Yeah, so it's like the behind-the-scenes views of some of Shakespeare's moments, by the look of it. Yeah, it's like looking at the plays from a different perspective. This could be really interesting, actually. So you've got to pick up the familiar themes of the Shakespeare stories, but from somebody else's point of view. So that sounds really interesting, actually. And this is at Watford Palace Theatre. On Friday the 22nd of April and also Saturday the 23rd. Check out Palace Theatre websites for the times. All tickets are £12.50. Sounds like something quite interesting.
It does, doesn't it? And they've also got a play that dates back to, or tells the story of Wipers, which of course is a famous World War I battle.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, all set around 1914, and British forces, and one of the first bloody battles of the Great War. Basically, it's inspired by the real life story of Khudadad Khan. I think I've got that name right. In a play that's written by playwright Ishi Din. Honouring the contribution of the million South Asian soldiers who fought alongside their British brothers during the First World War. So there's action going on the battlefield, but it's also about how the South Asian and British soldiers sought refuge in an abandoned barn during this really dangerous time. So all over the course of a single night they get to know each other, and they must confront what's going on around them, confront their fears, and find a way of coming together if they're going to survive. So again, this looks like an interesting, obviously based around certain true events at the time. This is running from Wednesday the 27th of April through to Saturday the 7th of May. Mostly evening performances. There's a few matinees in there as well. Tickets price range from £12 up to £23.50. Lots of concessions. There's rumour tickets as well for 16 to 25-year-olds. They're only £5. Check out the website and put the date in the diary.
Okay, that's great. The Colosseum, they've got an evening with Handel.
Yeah, an evening with Handel. Get a handle on Handel, as I said last week. It probably wasn't funny then either. This is on Saturday evening at 7:30. Presented by Watford Philharmonic Society. So yeah, fantastic bit of classical music. They're playing Zadok the Priest and Alexander's Feast. Have a look online for tickets. There are still tickets available, ranging from £16 to £19, and that's at Watford Colosseum.
Okay, and they've also got something on Sunday.
Yeah, they've got their wedding show coming up. Again, another date for the diary. Well, actually, it's this Sunday, so hopefully the date's already in your diary. Yes, it's the wedding show, Hearts in Hearts, in conjunction with the Wedding Guide. This is running from 12 till 4 at Watford Colosseum. And there's over 50 of the region's best suppliers, from venues to dresses, cakes, singing waiters. They're showcasing some entertainment as well, so you can have a look at bands, instrumentalists, and whatever, if you're thinking of something like that for your wedding. So go along and be inspired, and have a chat with the people there. The event is free, and there's also a chance to win £25,000 in cash towards your dream wedding. So go along to Watford Colosseum on Sunday, 12 till 4.
Okay, that's great. And the Horns pub has its usual full array of gigs over the weekend.
They got loads of stuff going on at the Horns. It's a really vibrant place for music these days. Tonight they've got Andy Robb playing 60s, 70s and 80s and 90s and more. I think that's just about everything he's playing tonight. And this is £3 to get in, running from 9 in the evening till 1 in the morning. So there's a late finish.
Yeah. And tomorrow they've got a gig on as well.
Yeah, they've got Already Legends on tomorrow. This is a free one. We love free stuff. And St George's Day, celebrating St George's Day, lots of fantastic covers, playing everything from all the legendary groups throughout the years. So it's a free event, 9 in the evening till 1 in the morning, another late one. So heading on into Sunday, they've got more gigs on Sunday. What time is this one? 4 in the afternoon till 7 in the evening. They've got Old Country Union. This is apparently one of their Sunday favourites. Lots of people like this one. Gets a crowd going and you're humming and strumming and having a good time. Another free event. So that sounds really enjoyable. After that, if you haven't had enough music already, in the evening, Sunday evening, they've got Dealey Plaza. It sounds like they're there for the first time, so that will be an interesting one to go and see. They're a covers band, 5-piece covers band, playing from 8 in the evening till 10:30. Not quite so late because you've got work the next day on Monday, and it's free. So go along and see what they're like. That's Dealey Plaza.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much for all of that, and you'll be back a bit later on with a review for us. So for the time being, thank you. Next week, Link for Growth have got 4 events happening sort of locally. The first being on Monday morning at Cafe Loco. There's between 10 and 11:30. There is a Link for Coffee. For those who don't know, Cafe Loco is down near Moore Park Station, that parade of shops in the approach to the station. It's usually a fairly informal event with opportunities to chat to people who are already involved in Link for Growth and speak to them about what it does and what it is and how it works and why you might or might not want to join. The next one is Reason Coffee Shop. They're hosting an evening coffee event between 5:30 and 7. Again, this is a great opportunity to call in because Neal knows an awful lot about what's happening with Link for Coffee. Maybe Tania will be there as well. I don't know. Are you going, Tania?
Hey, hello. I'm probably not. I have a client bang smack in the middle of that time, and then I think I'm going to Watford Writers.
Right, okay. So anyway, you won't get the opportunity to meet Tania then, which is unfortunate. Yeah, they are good events, and Neal makes fantastic coffee down at Reason. Then on Thursday, Link for Growth Central Hearts hold a Link for Coffee at the Beach Restaurant Stroke Bar in St Peter Street and St Albans, again between 10 and 11:30. Although it's not South West Herts, it's not that far to go. If you want to meet perhaps a slightly different bunch of people turning up to Link for Growth events, it's well worth going along to meet some new people. And then later in the day on Thursday, in the evening between 6:30 and 8 o'clock, there is a Link for Business hosted by Jean Flower, and that's on that's £12 entry if you've been before, and it's free to people who turn up for the first time. Places are limited, so you need to book this one by Eventbrite in advance. The Eventbrite link will put up at the end of the show, and as I said, that's on Thursday between 6:30 and 8.
If you're a Link for Business member, it's also free. So if you become a member of Link for Business via the website, then you get free entry to all of those.
Yeah, exactly. Catherine, now, did you see all 4 seasons? Did Nigel Kennedy play better than Aston Villa?
We saw them, we heard them, we felt them. Actually, it's an unusual thing to see an orchestra on stage with a drum kit and 2 guitarists and a piano. But actually, it all seemed to work really well. We went to see Nigel Kennedy at Watford Colosseum. I hadn't booked tickets until the week before, so we were lucky to get tickets. It really was packed in there. So Watford has culture. We like classical music, and we love Nigel Kennedy. He's a real entertainer. In between playing each piece or each suite of pieces, he'd have a laugh, he'd have a joke with the audience, lots of fist thumping with his mates in the orchestra as well. So all very pally, but my goodness, they worked hard. The first half before the interval was a collection of different pieces, some of his favourite pieces, dedications he called it, and it was a whole range of different musical genres from all over the world. So some of his favourite pieces, which was lovely. The second half was the Four Seasons Revisited, the new Four Seasons. He brought out this new album last year, which I was listening to earlier today, actually, and obviously it sold millions of copies worldwide. The first time he did the Four Seasons was back in 1989, and he played it straight, and it was just fantastic. This time he shaken it up a little bit. So there's some modern influences there, there's some folky bits, there's some bluesy, jazzy bits in there as well. And I'll say we had drums, we had guitars, we had the whole works. It was just so entertaining. But my goodness, the talent was just incredible. Not once did he falter, and brought us back round to the close of the Four Seasons in true style. We then had a bit of a Jimi Hendrix number, where everything went a bit strange for a while. Wasn't everybody's cup of tea. He lost one or two people at that point, but then we had a lovely classical piece to finish with. Again, very modern. It was just a fantastic evening. As I say, he had such a great rapport with the audience as well. Look forward to seeing him again. Well done, Watford Colosseum. Get Nigel back.
Okay, on that vote of endorsement, it's time to say cheerio and thank you for watching this week's Link for Growth TV. It's been a fairly long one. We've had a few technical issues, unfortunately, but hopefully that hasn't spoilt your enjoyment. And it's time to say cheerio and see you next week for at the same time, 4 o'clock, for another Link for Growth South West Herts TV show. And till then, bye bye.
Thanks very much. Bye bye.